Hi everyone, my name is Simphiwe and I'm a visual artist. I work in sculpture, painting, photography and performance. For this exhibition, which is titled Imithungo Yezivubeko, which in Xhosa, this is not, it doesn't make any sense. I went home and I asked the elders what do they think about Imithungo Yezivubeko. So basically what Imithungo Yezivubeko means, it means stitches of remnants or stitches of internal pain. So and I looked at it in the process, in the way that I work, which is purely physical, which is very figurative as well. But my title is implying on a lot more things than the act of stitching itself.
Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees.
This work basically would be like the needle that I was using to stitch these internal scars that I'm talking about. And of course these scars are making reference to a lot of things. To history, they're making reference to memory, collective, personal memory, and especially pertaining to the place where I grew up, which is in Masi. And growing up in that space, I've seen quite a lot. There's a lot that is happening now. We've had breaking news about mob justice. And so many people, the community was tired and it was time for like cleansing, and people were actually getting killed and burnt. Drug lords, rapists, and all these people that are actually making people like not feel like they belong in that space. And I have witnessed these things, and this is a community that I grew up in, that is where kids see this excessive violence, blood and all these things. And also just, growing up in a place where there's like lots of shacks, I've seen people losing their homes and also just people dying from the shacks. So I was looking at all these things, and I was looking at situating myself within my conceptual thinking, looking at the history of where I come from, but starting from the community where I grew up in, and then linking it to the archival books that I've been reading around black bodies. The process of stitching in itself, it's supposed to be healing, which it can be through pulling and engaging with the materials, but also it leaves a very violent mark in itself. I try to bring that contradiction, as well. The scale, and it looks like a weapon in itself. It looks very, very violent. It doesn't even look like a needle, but also like the way I displayed it, it's a lynched needle, and one could look at it as a body in itself. And then this is actually the one work that gave birth to the rest of the exhibition right here. When I started working early on in the year, of course I was inspired by the historical Western, reference of the raft of the Medusa. So that image to me really got stuck in my mind, and I was looking, and as I was thinking about particularly Masiphumelele, the community where I come from, I looked at it as, to me, I could not stop looking at it as a raft. It's like the small township that is clustered, and it's full of, it's like It's got the largest population in the area than all these bigger areas. And it's the only black community in that space. And then all the rest of the houses are like they're in the mountains, and I always get, my white friends who live on the outskirts who have like the best view of Masi. They always tell us what was that fire, what was happening. So it's like, so I looked at this township as a raft. It's sailing. Basically, it's enclaved in these white, rich neighborhoods. And then what's interesting is that at the time as I was working and thinking about this, and thinking about ways in which I could articulate all of these thoughts that were happening in my mind, the xenophobic attacks, of course, were a part of these violences that were happening in the space. That was actually before we had heard more about the migration crisis as well in April, but it had been happening even way before that. But it just came at a much more public eye than ever before. Whether that has been a political agenda, I am not on that conversation just yet. So with the way that it works, so I treated certain materials as if it's skin. I'm stitching these bags and these bodies, and then the zips for me, they're like these wounds that you can actually close and open. And then if there's like, let's say, excessive clothes that are actually protruding from it, it could be so many things. Within this raft, there's a play with that hand that is fighting within this mass of bodies, and it's reaching for the umbrella, which could potentially be a flag, a weapon, but also an accessory in itself. The hand is reaching for the umbrella, but it's actually not holding it, but it's there. So yeah, there's that play of contradiction and implying certain things.
Okay.
And that's actually the work that gave birth to the rest of the works that you see here. I think I'm more in the process of still trying to broaden the conversation. Primarily the influence of the West in defining, African identities.
Of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth,